Hi, and welcome to another episode of D-LinkTV Q&A. I'm Mike, and I'm here with
David Chen.
George is no longer with us, so hi, George. So this is the show where we take your questions and answer them right here. If you point your web browser to www.dlinktv.com, you'll find a little web form that you can fill out and get your question answered right here.
Which we're going to do right now.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. Today we're going to talk about video conferencing and wireless networking.
That's right.
Glenn from Florida wants to know if it's possible to achieve a smooth 30 frames per second using the D-Link videophone products and a third-party video conferencing software.
Oh, definitely it's doable. There's two things to keep in mind. One, is it H.264 compatible? And two, can the hardware on both sides of the connection handle that type of traffic?
Right. So both ends of the connection, say, different houses, are going to need to have a router.
That's correct.
Right. The router's probably going to need to have ports opened up on it. I don't know about for the video conferencing software, but I know for our eye-to-eye products, you have to open up a couple of ports on your router. You can watch the video or see the blog on how we do that.
Okay.
But also, the connection is really important between the two.
Yes, their internet connection.
And so can it handle the bandwidth that you want to, that the amount that you're going to need to achieve 30 frames per second is probably 512K upload speed. The download speed is either going to be equal to that or more with today's connections.
More. Right, it's typically more.
So the video phone itself is capable of doing that. I don't know what third-party video conferencing software he's talking about using, but I know that the device is capable of doing it if all of the other elements of the connection are there.
That's right.
Okay, so Jerry from the Grand Cayman Islands wants to know if the eye-to-eye video conferencing products support point-to-multipoint connections.
Well, currently the DVC family does not. Currently it only does point-to-point.
Point-to-point. So point-to-point being you on the phone calling somebody else, where what Jerry's asking is, well, can you call somebody else and then call somebody else?
Like a party line?
Right.
No.
And currently the products don't do that, but he's not the first person to ask that question. It is being addressed by our product management team.
That's right.
So just look for, products in the future. Okay, so Dov in Oregon is saying that he has a Sierra Wireless 875 and a Merlin 850 Air card that use AT&T's data service over cellular, and he wants to know if it's possible to plug it into a router and then provide wireless access for his laptop. And is the D-Link DIR 450 the right product for that?
Well, the right product was actually going to be the DIR 451. The main difference is the 450 and 451 cater to different carriers, such as the Sprint and Verizon crowd versus the AT&T and cellular crowd.
Right.
And the 451 is going to be the product that she's going to want to use.
So it's the same exact product as the DIR 450, but it just uses a different protocol.
That's correct.
So the Sierra Wireless 875 card that you have is compatible with the DIR 451. Now, the Merlin 850 Air card is not compatible with the 450 or the 451, but you only need one card to get the system up and running.
That's correct. And just as a quick demonstration, this is the type of card you're going to be using and inserting into the 451. This particular one is a Sprint card, and what it does is, like a traditional router, it'll share an internet connection for you, but instead of a WAN connection, you have a cellular card.
Right. So instead of having an Ethernet port for like DSL or cable modem to connect to, it's just going to use the card.
That's right.
So what's nice about these cards is that you could take this to like a hotel room.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for their internet, and then you also aren't attached to it because it provides wireless as well.
That's right. We've also used it in the car as well.
Yeah, we've taken it on trips, from here to CES,
yes.
And anywhere where you can get cellular service, you can use that these cards, which is really cool. I mean, it's really mobile computing at its finest.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so moving on, Tom from California says he has a D-Link wireless card in his PC, and he's moving into a house that already has a modem hooked up to the phone line. So we're guessing that's going to be DSL.
Right.
How would he go wireless? Does he buy a router and hook it up to the modem? Does he need to do any IP address changes?
Well, first you're obviously going to need a wireless router just to distribute the wireless signal throughout the home. Mm-hmm. Obviously his PC already has a wireless card, So, that part of the equation is taken care of. As far as IP addresses are concerned, typically routers will distribute them automatically, so you don't need to think about that.
Right. And so one of the keys that we would say is make sure that the card that you have in your PC is the same standard as the router that you're going to buy. So if it's 802.11b, 802.11g, 802.11n, match them up with the like standard.
That's correct.
But it would also suggest that you upgrade to at least 802.11g.
That's right. If you're using 802.11b, that's a little slower technology these days, and 802.11g is actually really affordable today. So,
so if you're on a budget, go with G.
Right.
If you have a little bit more to spend, I would highly recommend. Yes, I work here, but I highly recommend 802.11n. It is awesome technology.
Right, and plus the longevity of your investment goes a long way with when you purchase, the higher end router.
Right. And this one has all the gig ports and all the QoS and all that stuff that's been added since 802.11g routers first came out.
That's right.
It's a stronger processor and more memory and all that good stuff. So it's much better. So that's going to handle it for video conferencing and wireless routing for today. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you. Glad to be on the show.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.